Hey everyone, it's Snez here. I hope you are doing well. I'd like to share a couple of strategies that we discussed on one of this morning's virtual sessions, just in relation to what we can do when we're really missing our family members, and if we are in isolation or we cannot see elderly parents or grandparents, what we can actually do to make ourselves feel a little bit better. So this conversation came up in one of the virtual sessions this morning where one of the participants shared that she has adult children that don't live with her anymore, but because of the isolation and because she is in the vulnerable group, that she cannot see her son and her daughter at the moment. And she felt that she was really struggling with that, and so was her son. So we talked about some strategies of what you can do, because the reality is the situation is as it is, and it's going to be like that for we don't know how long in the future. But some of the things that we discussed was that making sure that there is regular contact, and that contact isn't just about making a phone call and just saying, hey, how you going? What have you been doing today? It can also be just about meeting up at a particular time and saying, why don't you grab a tea and I'll grab a tea on my end, we'll catch up for a tea, and actually just sit and enjoy some biscuits or whatever it is with your tea. But just taking the time to do quite a scheduled catch up rather than a quick hello on the phone, like actually making time in your day. Another thing that I would recommend as well, especially if you've got children or grandchildren that are used to you being around, you can open up, whether it be a Zoom link or a FaceTime through Viber or WhatsApp or any of those other fabulous applications that you can use, and just set it up and just open that up. And just while, say for example, while your daughter is working away or tending to her children, you can just be cleaning up around the kitchen or cooking dinner, and that conversation and that space is open where you're both actually connecting within your day. And it feels like more of a presence when you're sort of observing each other, and you can comment on, I don't know, her organisation with her children, or the way that she's doing, or the way that he's doing a particular something. Whatever it is, but it's almost like you're in the room together discussing or talking about or commenting on day-to-day incidental things, rather than feeling like you have to make a phone call, because it is quite hard to share everything that you're feeling in a phone call and isolating it to that. Sometimes we will miss things about our family members that we don't really recognize initially, and it might just be your feeling of generally just missing that person. But if you kind of have a bit of a think about where that need is coming from, and it might mean that your son or daughter or your mum is missing that opportunity to share with you something that might be going on in your life and getting that feedback. It may be that they used to come, and maybe that you used to cook a meal for your children, adult children, once a week, and all of a sudden they're missing that. So in a situation like that, some of the things that you could do is actually encourage them to buy the similar ingredients and just sit with them and talk them through the preparation of that meal. I saw a really beautiful post today where an adult daughter had collected some flowers from her mum's garden and had them displayed in her house, and just felt that presence. And there are some real basic things that we can do in this very, very difficult time where we are genuinely missing the connection. So I'd encourage you to integrate with each other in new ways, and think of creative ways and creative things that you can do to feel that presence within each other. And even though we'd like to give each other a big hug and a big squeeze, it's not going to happen at the moment. And there's a lot of uneasy feeling and a lot of frustration in that not being able to happen. But I think the quicker that we just accept where we are, there's a lot of pain in not accepting our situation and a lot of frustration there. I think if we can take the time to just accept how we're feeling and then find alternative ways to get those needs met. So it's just really about understanding what needs aren't being met and how can they be met in this self-isolated and virtual world that we are living in at the moment. And that should really help, because I don't think we've transitioned into that yet. We're still just doing the casual phone call that we probably would have done between visits with our family, our parents, our elderly parents, our grandparents. That was interspersed amongst real life catch-ups. But now we've removed those real life catch-ups, and we need to bridge that gap. And I don't know, like, that physical contact is really important within your home. So I don't know, giving the cat a big squeeze, or the dog, or whatever it is, even some self-massage or massaging your family members. That physical contact is really important at this point in time. And yes, we are talking about isolating and keeping the distance, but I think at home within our families where we know we're safe, it really needs to happen. So my message out there to you today is find alternative ways of creating incidental connection that would normally happen, and look for ways that your children, your adult children, or your grandchildren are missing you. And it could be something unexpected in a way that you didn't think was important, or that they valued. So have a bit of a think about that. And if you've got some great ideas, as I said, I saw that post with the flowers and I just thought it was so beautiful. But if there are things that you can share that will help people that are watching and that will see this video, please place it into the comments. We'd love to see your ideas. So take care, stay connected in your new virtual way, and bye for now.